Yes, it's that time again when I come on here and tell you about the things that I'm buying. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I know during the last couple videos, I got a lot of the usual YouTube and internet rich guys to come on and comment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give, 5 seconds here. That should be about enough time for all of the YouTube and internet rich guys to come on and type their comments about how, you only have one box? Peasant. You only have one sealed case of Metazoo? Peasant. I'll let you guys get that all out of your systems. There's no need to brag about how much money you've lost. You stupid assholes. But that brings me to an interesting point. I don't know what's going to happen with Metazoo. We're not really sure the whole drama that's been going on, whether or not the game's going to come back, whether it's going to stay dead, whether the IP is going to get picked up by another company. We don't know. There's been a lot of chatter, and things could go one way or the other. Now, that being said, Cryptid Nation, First Edition, Kickstarter Edition boxes. At one point in time, were selling for pretty nice. Pretty good chunk of change, you know? Pretty good. And now we come back to reality and we see these prices all crashing and taking because the game's basically gone defunct. Whether it was a combination of mismanagement, idiots in charge, infighting, or people just looking to line their pockets as much as they possibly could. Metazoo had some potential, but I feel like mismanagement really squandered that potential. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about what I've been buying for my collectible investments. See, that's the one thing with this channel that myself and very few others on YouTube actually do, where we literally tell you exactly what we've bought and what we've paid. Now, recently, I purchased a Cryptid Nation Kickstarter Edition box from an original Kickstarter and buyer on eBay. $750, $60, $70, whatever I ended up paying, plus tax and shipping. Yeah, that's what I paid. I think it was $840 when all was said and done for the box. I also purchased for $119 in an acrylic case a first edition Cryptid Nation booster box of Metazoo. Yeah. So, those are my two purchases. Now, you're probably asking yourself, Neo, why? Why? Metazoo's dead. Let it die. The whole point of buying anything Metazoo right now, there's two reasons. And there's only two reasons. You're either buying it because you really liked the game, and this is the best time to buy Grails, sealed, whatever, because everything is dirt cheap, or you're hoping that the game comes back so that you can sell your purchase to some sucker later down the road. That's me. That's me. Again, I don't care, right? I tell you guys this every video. And I think some people don't like that because I'm so honest about it. The only reason I ever bought Metazoo was to make money. I do not care about the game. Some of the cards I do like. There's a handful of like the artworks. Like I think I've said this in previous videos. Like it's Dragon Attack or Dragon something or other. It's from a later set. It's got all the dragons with the fire. It's a really cool card. Really cool looking card. I owe a dragon, Dragon Volcano Falls, just because that's not far from where I'm from. So some really neat cards. But again, outside of that kind of stuff, the only reason I've ever purchased Metazoo was to make money. So what I recently bought, Cryptid Nation Kickstarter Edition box. I've always wanted to have one of these for my collection. I do have 2 first edition boxes already. I talked about this in a previous video. But I've always wanted to have a Kickstarter Edition box. And I figured at $800, this was the time to buy it. Now some people are going to say, you could have done so much more with that $800. You're right. I definitely could have. I could have bought a 5% return government bill. I could have bought, shares of XYZ ABC, Chin Chong Bing Bong. I could have done all that stuff, except I have that stuff already. And that stuff is all taken care of already. So in my situation, I'm just kind of like, you know what? I finally have the opportunity at what I feel is, I don't want to say a bottom, because then everybody's going to try to quote me, even though I literally couldn't give 2 shits less. If you guys are dumb enough to still be buying this stuff like me, then welcome to the family, retard. I do have to tell you guys, any Metazoo you purchase right now really should do as I say, not as I do. Any Metazoo you purchase right now should be purchased out of love for the game and the cards, and this is my time to collect because everything is cheap. I mean, you're basically looking at a dead card game unless by some act of God somebody or some company decides to bring this back. Now, like I've said previous, I finally had the opportunity to purchase the Kickstarter Edition box. And I figured for $800, man, you gotta think it's not getting that much worse. You do. You really do. Also, do not buy it from PokeSmash. I purchased it when they had it listed for $790. They told me that they were supposed to have a 1 before it, and then I saw it listed for $1,400 a week later. But now they have it listed again for $825, so it doesn't look like they made a mistake. It just looks like they had seller's remorse and wanted to see if Nick Strength Pokemon was going to talk about how the game is coming back or not before they sold their box. Yeah, that's a thing too. You're going to get a lot of that bullshit. I was actually surprised the guy on eBay didn't cancel my order. I'm Neil with the Balding Plebs. I purchased 1 Kickstarter Edition box of Cryptid Nation. Happy to finally be owning one of those. That's going to be a cool Grail display piece coming up for my new gaming setup. And got added another first edition box, though it was a little dinged up. Added another first edition box to my first edition Cryptid Nation collection. You guys let me know what you have in your collection for Metazoo. Again, don't confuse me with the fan. I'm not a fan. I don't care. I am not a Metazoo fan in any way, shape, or form. But you guys let me know what you have in your collection. You guys let me know what your hopes are for the game. Again, my only hope for the game is that it comes back so I can sell this to some sucker down the line in 3, 4, or 5 years and get like $4,000 or $5,000 for it. But until then, it's a really cool Grail display piece, and I'm going to keep it. But if prices would go back up for any reason, I have no qualms about selling this as quickly as possible. Neil with the Balding Plebs, and we'll see you right here next time when I tell you what I'm buying again.